Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noxious. Concoctions.
Narf with the Garfart.
Yeah.
Narf with the Garfart. Narf with the Garfart.
That's another Coneheads reference, man. We had one last week.
Damn right.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Actually, just FYI, this is kind of cool. My bass video has 200 views right now.
Oh, cool. That's great.
I'm going to share it on our Facebook.
That's cool. That's awesome.
I'm doing it, Zoomy. I'm sharing it on our Facebook.
Do it, man. Teach everybody how to do that cat call.
No, we're supposed to be like Sleep Token. This is anonymous. Oh, wait. No. We introduced ourselves already. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. Well, they could be alter egos,
True.
You
True.
Tried, but then every time I was like, hey, Jack Mawang is on the podcast. Look at Scary Greg.
The most sleep token I've heard is that video of somebody ripping a fart in silent moment.
That's the best. That is the best. It's just the greediest fart just ripped.
Yeah. Perfect.
It's so greedy.
That's pretty cool. You can always appreciate that, even if the music maybe isn't
response.
Too great.
That's pretty cool.
You guys ready to rock and roll?
That's why we're here, brother.
All right, well, let's rock and roll, guys. Episode number 15, number 15, or if you're keeping track of the new numbering system, it's 13.3.
There you go.
And if you're keeping up with seasons, you're talking season 2, episode 5.
Okay.
I don't know why that's very funny to me. But anyway, that's where we're at right now in this wonderful journey that we're calling the Metal Block. And I don't know if you haven't had a chance. If you're listening to this, you probably have. But let's say you're listening to this first. Go check out the Facebook page. The Facebook page has all kinds of awesome info about upcoming shows and tours, what we've talked about before, what we're going to be talking about, maybe some info on other bands. So just a good resource. And there's always X, Twitter, if you want to do that. And you can always contact us at metalblocktalks@gmail.com. So guess with all of that being said, how you guys doing? We got Brutal Brando and Jack Mawang with us. And it's a very, very awesome, special night. Jack Mawang's going to talk about a concert that he went to, so we're excited to do that. So, Jack Mawang, say hello.
Hey, guys. How you doing? Scary Greg here, if you will, or Jack Mawang. That's my screen name this week.
And a great one. Brutal Brando!
What's up, blockheads?
What is up is right. So, welcome all. We have an awesome show planned for you tonight. Like always, we do what we do. We talk about metal, we talk about shows, and anything kind of around and about those two things. Actually, there's no telling what you'll get. Sometimes we talk about, flamingos that poop?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've done that before. We always talk about Clearly Canadian. But that's not where we're at right now. We're going to move on to the show. We're going to talk about a couple of bands that we've been checking out this week. I don't know. What do you guys? You want to start with Ghoul? Because they came out with new EP?
Yeah, let Brandon kick that off. He's the big Ghoul guy.
All right, Brandon. Noxious Concoctions. Let us know. Tell us.
Well, it's very Ghoul. I think it was their first release of new material in 8 years since Dungeon Bastards, I think. Man, it's cool. It's a lot of fun to listen to. I like the little horror movie witch ceremony thing at the beginning of the album. Then it goes into that nice long ass kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like a little trippy journey of Ghoul journey. Let's see, it follows up with some pretty solid death metal. Right, like the thrashy death metal, Noxious Concoctions, and Shotgun Gold's just pretty awesome. Love that surfer tone they throw in there.
Yeah, that one's different, huh?
Those little parts. They've done it on some of their older material too. I always like when they do those little breaks. It's cool.
Yeah.
And then I really enjoyed Ratlicker. I kept replaying that one. The riffs are just so jammy. I love them, man. They sound like Halloween. They're like a Halloween band to me.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all gory, disgusting, silly bullshit, but it's awesome.
I agree with you. You and I had kind of talked about this before, but they remind me a little bit of Guar from time to time.
Yeah.
And I think I just hear some of that, hey, we're having a good time, we play good music, but also don't take us too seriously kind of tone in there. And I don't mean that bad. I mean it in a fun, let's go out, have a good time, and headbang to some music kind of way.
Well, Brandon, didn't we see them with Guar?
Yeah, they tour with Guar a lot.
Yeah, right. Well, that's a good
Greg,
mix. That's a good
we
mix that
saw
you
him
said
at
that,
the
Zoomy.
where was that? Kane's Ballroom.
Kane's Ballroom.
Right before I moved to Arizona, you and I went to go see Guar and Ghoul. That was Odorous was still in Guar.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Still alive. Yeah. That was a while back.
Yeah,
But
right. That was a while back.
that was that was 2012, I think. But yeah, I mean, I could see that. I think, they also have the awesome live show with big robot suits that come out like Killbot, and then there's another big monster. You remember that, Gray? They like came out, were
Yeah.
fighting on stage. They spray everybody down with blood all the time.
Yep.
They do really cool stuff. It's a great theatrical show with the metal. It's good. I've seen them a couple times, and they're fun every time. I would just like Guar. I'll go any chance I can to go see those bands. I don't even listen to Guar, but I love seeing them.
Yep. I can't
You
do
know.
the new vocalist. I tried I think twice now. Was the new vocalist in it, or was that still Dave Brocky when we saw him with Ghoul? Do you remember?
Oh, that was Odorous. That was Dave
Yeah,
Brocky.
Odorous, dude. That have you seen him with the new guy?
Nah.
Ah, it's painful,
have.
man. It's painful.
Oh, it ain't
I
that bad.
couldn't do it, dude. I had to leave. I went and saw him at Cane's, and I ended up. I probably left like about 7 or 8 songs into it. I just wasn't into it, man. The guy just doesn't try enough. He doesn't try hard enough. He just kind of stands there. The 2 times that I saw him, at least, the presence, man. It was crushed. I'll be honest about it.
I will say it is hard to compare him to Dave Brocky, man. Dave Brocky had this energy.
Oh, he's a legend.
Yeah, I mean, it was his band. It was his passion. I don't know if anybody is out there. Well, a lot of people have Amazon Prime. So if you have a chance, Guar has a documentary out there, and it tells you how they got started and how originally the Slumdogs were like this comic strip, if I'm not mistaken, that they did every week.
It was.
Yeah. And then they had this concert that they did as a joke, and it was supposed to be this joke band that was opening for a serious band that they were actually in. So they formed a band to open for their own band. And the band that they formed was Guar, but it was like GWRRRR, like Grrr. The fans enjoyed that so much more than their actual band. They were like, all right, let's quit the real band and let's actually do something with this Guar thing. And then some of those guys were like in school. Maybe Slumdogs wasn't a comic strip. Maybe it was like a TV show, or not a TV show, but a little like sketch thing that they did every week. I can't remember, but either way, they had the skills to know how to do like stage equipment, costumes, and it's been pretty much the same, same core group of people that ran that thing for a long time, minus, Dave Brocky, obviously he's not there. But anyway, all that about Guar. I do like Guar. I'm okay with their new stuff, but we're not talking about Guar. They were just a comparison. We're talking about Guar.
Right.
My bad.
Well, all right. Dave Brocky forever.
Yeah. Brandon, I'm like you. I really liked this EP. I liked it a whole lot. It was cool that they got something out. Because like you said, they've only got singles that they've done since like what was it, 2016 or 2018? I can't remember. But
yeah, I think so, like 2016, I think.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. So, a long time. I thought it started out real cool too. The Eyes of the Witch, man. It's a long song. It's like almost 8 minutes long, but it does have that little sample at the front, which is kind of cool because it like sets the tone for the whole album or for the whole EP. But also, it's kind of old-fashioned sounding. It's like something you'd have heard on like one of the old movies or I don't know, an old radio show or something
Yeah.
like that. You know, it had this like very aged sound to it. And so that immediately kind of makes you think like, oh, hey, I'm watching a scary movie, you know? And so it does a real good job there. I also agree with you that, you know, just some real good death metal after that. 1-900 Deathline was first time I heard that and I caught the opening lines. I didn't know it was a cover, but I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So,
and the little phone thing they do at the beginning, that's awesome.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that is really cool.
When
That
you
is really
call us, the terror begins.
Oh,
Yeah, they're a fun band, man, and supposedly the members are anonymous, right? They go by digester, cremator, fermentor, and dissector, but kind of pretty well known, at least rumored and well known, that at least two of them are both in impaled and exhumed, or at least have been at some
That
point.
makes sense.
Yeah. So, it does make sense. I mean, the vocals are kind of what does it, kind of stands out, but also the guitar work, I think. Their stuff sounds like death metal meets thrashy, like with little hints of punk in it, like just little hints, but it's mostly like death thrash.
yeah.
And then they throw in that little bit of surfer stuff, but they come
Mhm.
from the country of Creepsylvania, which I guess is actually Oakland, California.
Yes.
but
Uh-huh.
Okay.
but yeah,
Okay.
they've got the whole story behind it. Some of their older stuff like Ghoul Hunter and Graveyard Mosh and stuff from forever ago is, I mean, I've been listening to them for a long time. They're just cool. They're a fun band. I think Splatter Thrash is probably my favorite album of theirs. It came out in '06, but it's got some more fun tunes. I mean, I don't really know how else to describe it. Greg, did you get a chance to listen to it?
I did. I did. I thought it was good. I'm not the biggest thrash guy, but I do enjoy Ghoul from time to time. I thought it was good. Like you said, started off in the right feel to it with that sample. It was like a minute long, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" And then finally the song kicked in, and it was good. I thought the vocals were cool. They're kind of like some really weird, almost like echoed lows in it that are like super full sounding that are really cool. That are definitely different. I enjoyed Ratlicker. I'd say the best off of it. And it's a nice little punch in the face, though. I know I keep saying that some of these releases we review are punches in the face, but it was, and
Hell
it's
yeah.
18 minutes long and 5 songs of fury, but it's cool with Ghoul though. I'd say versus listening to it like in my truck or something that I listen to on the CD all the time. I think they're just so much more fun live. Like they're for me, they're like a that the times
Definitely.
that we saw them are like they're like a party live, really cool live
Oh yeah.
shows. So if you get a
Awesome.
chance, anybody out there, definitely go check out and see Ghoul anytime they're on tour.
They are on tour right now, I believe.
So go check them out.
Yeah, I think with Municipal Waste.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
believe I saw that too, Brandon.
Yep. Yeah, I think they're on the road. Yeah,
Yeah.
starting February 15th, they'll be on the road.
Yep, and that's with
And
Necrot as well.
yep,
It looks like,
Dead
and
Heat,
yeah,
Necrot.
dead heat.
Necrot.
Yep. And they're celebrating Waste 'em All by Municipal Waste. It turns 21.
Well, that's cool. Go see it.
Yeah. Yeah, go see it. They're coming to Dallas and San Antonio, Tucson. I mean, that's the closest to me it's coming. I don't think I'm going to make it.
Right.
I don't know about you guys. Dallas probably for y'all.
I probably won't make it down to Dallas. I gotta pick and choose my shows wisely when I travel
Yeah,
that far.
I hear you. It's going to be a busy spring,
It is. There's lots of shows.
I need to move to Dallas for like just a couple
right?
months.
I know. Seriously.
Everything goes to Dallas. That's the place to be.
Yeah.
Always. The metal scene is so good there. It's so much fun. Every show is like the crowd engagement, the attendance, like by number wise, like everything about it. The Dallas metal scene just kicks ass. It's great. I love going to shows there.
Yeah, so this tour that they're on right now, or that they're about to start, I'm sorry, is it was actually announced quite a long time ago. I'm seeing an article published November 7th of 2023 discussing their 2024 American tour. So that's kind of cool.
Nice.
A lot of how
some big plans.
Yeah, and sometimes those shows just kind of pop up and you have to real quick be like, "Oh, gosh, I got to go to this show." But it's nice to be able to have it in advance if you can. And I don't know what it is, but on Metal Injection, that article, there's a picture of them. Actually, this might be Municipal Waste. Now that I think about it, it is. Never mind. Scratch that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not Ghoul if they don't have the knapsack.
Yeah, that's what
knapsacks
made
full of
me.
blood coming out of the mouth all on their heads.
That's what
like,
made me stop as I was saying it. I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, these are
They're
people.
dude, these guys are funny too. If you check out their social media, they do. During COVID, they were doing these like little episodes and stuff where one of them goes off on a hike to go to the store and like gets lost out in the California like desert or something and like just tripping and kind of thing. And then they were doing some little skits and promotions for the release of Noxious Concoctions, the EP we're talking about, and they're funny. They're awesome. I don't really have bad things to say about Ghoul.
Yeah, a good fun album or a good fun EP to get to check out. It was a nice little refreshing sound, a little bit different as you mentioned, Brandon, because it's got the death metal, it's got the thrash, but it's also got that little bitty hint of punk in it, and I couldn't agree more. I thought, not only about Guar, but I also thought, hey, kind of a little bit like Pizza Death at times, and
Oh yeah.
and I mean, just it's hard to even compare some of these bands because, like we've said so many times, they're all just very different. But there are some things that kind of remind you along the way of somebody else, and so those are kind of the two things that came to mind. But I liked it. I listened to it several times, so it was worth checking out even more than once. So go check it out.
Yeah.
Go check it out.
As a matter of fact, check out the song Ratlicker. Right?
Ratlicker.
There it goes. And play.
When did he come from and where has he been? He's slithered into the swords with the shaded and grin. Yeah, it's come on his deal. He's got the bended bouquet. Gotten every honey bucket from the Bombay. Run out of town, run out of luck. Hunker down underground. He buckled like a slug. Now he's up to his bits. In a pit full of shit. But there's something about him you'll just have to admit. He starts down in the battle of the league. A newly burger who just wants a pee. His point of view is completely unique. He's frantic, he's crazy, he's swarming with lies. He's got a full invention and that keeps the big lie. Everyone slips, he renewed hits from his lips. Making critical hits by the decrowing hits. He starts down in the battle of league. A newly burger who just wants a peek. His point of view is completely unique. He's been in there for about half a week.
Okay, so next EP It's actually also an EP with Alluvial. Death is
Yes,
but a
sir.
door. That was real cool. I really enjoyed that. Do one of you guys want to get us started? Greg, do you want to start talking about that one?
Yeah, sure. Death is But a Door EP, released this year by Alluvial in 2024. Really good. I enjoyed it a lot. I actually think that this is the best release that I've heard from Alluvial. I'm a fan of it. Favorite song was probably Fog Belt, maybe. I liked Bog Dweller a lot too. I thought it was super cool. You know, Kevin Mueller, his vocals are very powerful, and he actually did vocals live. I don't think he's on any recordings, but he did live vocals for Suffocation when they were on tour with all sorts
Saw
of bands
that.
for quite a while. I saw him doing vocals for Suffo at the Black Dahlia tour in Oklahoma City, and he killed it. He's an absolute beast. Then he was also in a band called the Merciless Concept for a long time. But yeah, he was on Sarcoma, which is Alluvial's previous release. And dang, 2021, man, time has flown. And I saw them. They were support for Rivers and Nile when Rivers did a headlining tour for their new album, The Work. So I saw them in Austin in concert, and then I also saw them in Dallas, and they just kill it, man. They've got this young drummer. I can't remember his name. Let me check the lineup real quick. See,
Is Zach Dean.
yeah, Zach Dean. He's a beast. He's a beast. He was very, very impressive. I remember he was kind of like stoked on Facebook, sharing in a bunch of the groups that we're all in about how he got the gig touring with Alluvial. So super cool to see him, step into that throne. But yeah, it's got Wes Hotch on guitars, and he's an absolute beast. Tim Walker from bass, which I saw Tim actually touring with Entheos. So when I saw him on stage with Alluvial, I knew, what he brings. And he's an absolute powerhouse, super, super good. But Wes, he came from he's in all sorts of was in all sorts of bands, at least the Black Crown Initiate and the Faceless. So
And
that's kind of
Ballard
where.
is Murder live. He also was live with Devin Townsend.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But overall, yeah, I thought it was really good. There's some really good, brutal parts. There's some nice bouncy stuff. Good tech death. I was very, very pleased listening to it. So I'm definitely going to keep listening to it. And if you haven't heard it, check it out. What did you think, Brandon?
I liked it. I thought it was really well written. Today I was, coasting through the Galleria in Houston, Texas in my 2-mile-per-hour commute. And so I was like, I wonder if their lyrics are on Apple Music. And sure enough, they were. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to lyrics usually. So
Right.
maybe this happens more often than not. But this felt, once I started looking at the lyrics, it felt like a concept EP, like a little
Right.
journey about death. I don't know. Once I started reading the lyrics while they were going, it kind of turned into a more, I say this not in a negative way, but emo kind of like there's some emotion in there. And I thought the title track, Death is But a Door, it sounded to me like the vocals were mixed higher, louder than the instruments in that track. They were the focal point for that song, and they wanted you to really listen to what he was saying and doing. That's the one with the more cleans, sort of cleans, I guess.
Right.
And
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and the growling, like you said, that man, I like the vocals. The vocals are all really good. The guitar work, the drumming, it's all super solid. My favorite tracks were 1 and 3, Bog Dweller and Area Code. I felt like those just hit super hard. Like those were just heavy.
Yeah.
I really liked both of those songs a ton.
It's a
I
good
got
way
to
to put
listen.
it.
Yeah, I got to listen to this a bunch today. I listened to it at least, I don't know, 8 times today because it's like 18 minutes long, 4 songs. It was good. I liked it a lot.
Awesome.
So there was a good suggestion. I need to go back. I've never checked out anything else by them, so I will. I'm going to go back and check out that previous release from 21.
Yeah, awesome, dude.
Yeah.
What do you think about it, Zoomy?
I liked it a lot too. I really liked the production. I thought it had a really good sound. The guitar riffs were aggressive. And if you were like driving and you were sleepy and you put this on, you wouldn't be so sleepy anymore. And I mean, it definitely had me listening to it because just something a little different sounding than what we've been listening to recently, especially Ghoul.
Yeah.
And so you focusing just on those two with these guys. This is really the first time I've given them much of a listen. So that's what's awesome about what we do every week too, is we get to check out bands that, we don't, even if we've heard of them, we don't listen to them all the time. And now we kind of like, oh, we got to listen to them because I got to know what to talk about. And I really enjoyed what these guys had to do. I really liked the second track on this EP, Fog Belt. We were talking about this earlier, but I like that one riff. I think it sounds like Dimebag too a little bit. That
Yeah, dude.
you know,
Super
just
cool.
kind of letting the guitar hit a real high note and just let it kind of hang out there. And really, that's what I felt too. So it's kind of funny you said that earlier. That's what I thought. Now,
Yeah, the second I heard it, I was just like, dude, it has to be like an ode to Dimebag, and it's got to be.
it's what it felt like, at least, to me. I felt his spirit. But
That's right.
Maybe I was already on a horror movie kick whenever I was listening to it, because I was also listening to Ghoul on the side. But that little guitar part, the Dimebag part, the me, that also reminded me a little bit like, how all of the Texas Chainsaw Massacres have that camera sound, that and they always do that in the trailers of all the movies. And I kind of even got that feel throughout this song. And I just thought, what a nice little theme, to kind of keep repeating. For one, it's cool. And you get to hear it a couple of times throughout the song, and it stands out. So I really enjoyed that one. That was a really good one. And the Death is But a Door title reminds me of Ghostbusters 2. Because there's a quote in there, "Death is but a door, time is but a window, I'll be back." And it's really funny because I automatically have that in my brain. And then whenever I go and look at the album art, it has a rated R restricted down in the bottom corner, like it's a movie, and I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. Like, even though Ghostbusters wasn't rated R, it's still, in my mind, I thought, that's funny. It made me think of a movie, and they used a movie rated R in their album art. So all around, from album art to the songs, Ghostbusters included, it's a cool sound that they put out. I really dig this EP.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And on that note, what time is it?
Dun, dun, dun.
It
is.
I think it's time for a Clearly Canadian.
Is it time for a break?
I think so.
Is it time for a Clearly Canadian break?
Feels like it.
Wish I had one.
Oh, man.
I almost stopped at the store just thinking, like, we're pounding pudding and potting tonight. I feel like I need a Clearly Canadian. But I didn't stop. I was running late.
Yeah, me too. I understand.
And then it wouldn't have even been cold. So
wouldn't have been cold.
Screw it.
Forget it. So
yeah,
you got to prepare with Clearly Canadians.
Well, if they send us some, we'll be ahead of that.
We will.
Right?
Cold
exactly.
And chilling.
Yep. Hint,
hey, Clearly
wink,
Canadian, I will buy an additional refrigerator if you would keep it stocked.
Yeah, I would too.
That'd be three. Well, we can do a little commercial.
That's almost as good. That's almost as good as the delicious nectar.
We'll start there and we'll see how they respond. Are you ready to rock your hydration like never before? Introducing Clearly Canadian sparkling water that's as bold and fierce as your favorite guitar riff. Forged in the fires of pure refreshment laced with energy of a march pit, Clearly Canadian is here to fuel your metalhead lifestyle. Let Clearly Canadian ignite your passion and set the stage for your next headbanging adventure. Crush your thirst like you crush riffs. Endorsed by the gods of metal themselves, Clearly Canadian is the only choice on stage and off. Join the legion of metalheads who are raising their horns and hydrating like never before with Clearly Canadian. Embrace the power of hydration and let the metal flow.
All right.
It was different.
I'm thinking we could do like a whole new thing, like metalheads all coming together, Clearly Canadian being a thing at shows, and it could be like a whole movement.
So Brandon and I briefly talked about we need a new logo so we can get new shirt designs and swag, and then everybody we interview, we would give them swag, and one thing that we would give them would be also a Clearly Canadian.
Yeah, we put that in the package.
Yeah, that'd be part of the little bag,
We should actually reach out to them, maybe.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, I'm coming.
We're coming.
Yeah. Never interview Slipknot, okay? The shipping to send Slipknot 9 Clearly Canadians would just be out of this world.
Out of control. Slipknot, you're off. You're off limits. You're off limits. Oh man, that's too good. Well, what else are we talking about, guys?
Anybody listen to the new Carrie King song?
Yeah, I did. I wasn't
You
too
sound
into it. I'll just listen to Slayer. If I want to listen to something like that, I'll just listen to Slayer. It sounded like they were trying to be Slayer too much, for me at least. It was cool. I mean, it was good musicianship and all that. Kudos to that. But it just was not, I don't know. It didn't really draw me in for really. And it just felt like the vocals were trying to sound like Tom too much.
yeah. So I guess it's the dude from Death Angel.
Yeah, I
I'm
saw
forgetting his
that.
name, but yeah. I mean, I thought it was good, but like you said, it kind of sounded like Slayer, and it wasn't anything that just really jumped out and was like, well, that's new and cool. Like he's doing something different. It's just literally. I mean, I
The
guess he
same
meant
thing.
it, or his wife meant it. Whoever it was that said it, he's picking up where Slayer left off. Well, I mean, I guess so.
100%. Yeah, he is for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, there may be some other songs in the album that might stand out better or something, but I mean, I thought it was kind of exciting to see it come out because,
Yeah, it's
like,
cool to see him still
after
doing
all the
his
hype,
thing.
I will say I was a little disappointed that it wasn't Phil.
Oh yeah. I forgot that you were going for that. That'd be way cooler.
Yeah, I would.
It's
Yeah.
kind of interesting. Phil is still are regarded in the metal community very highly as one of the best vocals in metal, still to this day. Not, oh, his Pantera back then is still regarded. No, what he gets on the stage today and sings. So just about anything that he touches, especially now that he's probably not doing heroin,
Yeah.
gold.
Good job, Phil. Good
Good
job.
job, Phil.
Keep it up, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it still is exciting though, because for all those people who are just can't let Slayer go, that the 17 albums that they've put out isn't enough music for you to, go back and listen to. You still got to have some new Slayer. Well, you can count on Kerry King to put that sound out there for you. So,
That's right.
and I
It's
mean,
coming, baby.
him and Tom Araya were two of the consistent pieces of Slayer from beginning to end. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it only makes sense. It sounds a lot like Slayer.
Yep. Because Jeff Hanneman died and Gary Holt joined, and then they
Right.
always had kind of the drummer issues and all that. I just actually saw some article about Kerry King just ripping on Dave Lombardo, and he's been very vocal lately about his distaste for Mr. Lombardo.
Yeah,
apparently.
Mr. Lombardo, and that he hasn't spoken to Tom Araya even since like 2019.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, I think that was on the same article somewhere in there.
Yeah, I just kind of did the headline. I didn't
No,
really
I
check
know
out
what you
too
mean.
deeply.
Yeah, I saw it too, and I just read just a little bit of it. But
Well, he got himself back in the news.
yeah, he's back in and putting some music out too. So awesome. Keep the metal flowing.
Heck yeah.
So-
Go ahead, Brandon.
I'll say on that note, I don't know if y'all saw, but Lamb of God and Mastodon announced a tour, and he and this little outfit of the Kerry King thing are direct support on select dates. It's not.
Oh, really?
People are talking about it like they're on the tour, but there's that double asterisk thing, that says like these dates with Kerry King. So it's only some of the dates, but there are a few that people will kind of get the first live taste of Kerry King. But yeah, it's the Ashes of Leviathan tour.
Right.
Because
Okay.
I guess both albums are 20 years old. I'm not really an Ashes of the Wake fan, but Leviathan was my favorite Mastodon album. But I don't think I'm going to pay what I suspect is going to be like $70 to $80 for a ticket show because of these two bands. I don't know if it's worth that to me.
No, probably not.
I expect this is going to be an expensive concert.
Yeah, and it'll sell a lot too. They'll pack that sucker out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it will.
Cool that they're doing that though, but that I just brought that up because of the Kerry King thing.
Yeah. But on that note, since it's a tour, you sent us that Kubla Khan put another leg out of their tour, and that's with Harm's Way, Pain of Truth, and Justice for the Damned. It looks like they're going from North Carolina. You got Alabama, Louisiana, Virginia, yada yada, little Georgia, and then they end up coming down to Texas, where they're from, ending with Houston, Austin, and Dallas. I'd love to see their headlining set. I really would. I'm not really a fan of the other bands. That's a little bit too hardcore genre for my taste. But I'd love to go to the Dallas show. 526, but we will see if that happens. I don't know. I'd only be going, strictly for them, which is
You know what
fine.
you'd love
but
more?
What, going to Houston?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I feel like I need to come down to Houston for a show that both of us are into more. You know what I mean? Like a
All
band
three of
that's
us.
for both of us. All three
That's
of us.
true.
Correct.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Okay.
a good one. We want to check that out
Yep.
too.
Okay. Oh, I went to a Tool concert in
There
Oklahoma
you
City.
go. Greg went
on
to a
Saturday night.
show. Good for you,
No, it
man.
was
This
good.
is
It was
great.
good. I can't remember the opening band's name, but that's always irrelevant at a Tool show. But yeah, it was a standard Tool show. It was very very packed. Completely packed all the way through, and it was killer, man. It was amazing. Tool does such an amazing job live. They really are something special. As I've said to you guys 100 times, it's just like it's almost not a concert. It's like damn near for me like a religious experience. It's so cool what they put into the shows between the lights and the every detail of this entire arena that they every like note that they play, every drum beat, like it's just all like in tune together, and their crew is so good at what they do. But their stage, they'll have actually the stage that they're on is screens with this motion and moving illustrated stuff that's also on these big screens behind them, and they'll these lights that they're using and these lasers and all that. It's just one of the most detailed shows that I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of them. That was actually my 39th Tool show to go to.
Holy shit.
So
Holy
yeah,
moly.
it's a little bit ridiculous. Like and the problem with that is that they don't vary a lot on tour. Like this tour, one night they're playing one song, the second song is a certain one, and they're closing with a certain one, but then they're switching that out each night. So they're not really changing the set list too much, which that's standard. I mean, you guys know it better than anybody. The set list is the set list for your tour. So when you go to 5 or 6 shows in a row and see the same songs 5 or 6 times in a row, you're kind of by the fifth one like, why am I doing this? But
Yeah.
it was amazing. It really was. Maynard, they're so old. He's like 57 or 56 or something like that. But just the fact that they can still do what they're doing, and Danny Carey at 62 years old, it's just phenomenal. There's a song called Chocolate Chip Trip, which is pretty much like a 15-minute drum solo, and he brings out this big gong and does all this really cool stick work on this gong, and it's just an unbelievable display of percussion, what he does. And my seats were really good. I could see right into what he's doing, and it's just they played a song called Numa as well, and it's just really special to be able to see that guy in person doing what they do, and it's really cool to see them still going to what they're born to do. And also, just a little tidbit here: Adam Jones, the guitarist, does all their illustrations and all their artwork. So like the old video for Stinkfist that was big on MTV, and Sober and all that, he does all that artwork. He did Freddy Krueger's mask in Hollywood. He did the aliens heads in Alien and Aliens. He did all sorts of work like that, an artist. So he does all their visuals. That's all behind them the entire show and all the screens, and he does a lot of their artwork. And super cool to always see like what's going to come out of his mind that he's going to attach to like his riffs or like the drums, and how he's going to make all that stuff mesh. And I don't know if I'm doing a good job or not detailing what it's like, but it's like super trippy, almost tie-dye, like super crazy different designs that are playing behind them that kind of coincide with all the beats and all the riffs. So super cool. I give it a 9.1 out of 10, I'd say.
So you've seen them 39 times. Where does this one land on the list? What was your favorite Tool show?
I would say I probably when I went down and saw them, like back in the day, it's called the Tool Army. It's like their special little group that we get, pick our seats before anybody else in the arenas. You get all sorts of little freebies and all that. And I was a member way back in the day, and I was able to get tickets to a show on SMU's campus in an auditorium, and it was maybe like 600 people in an actual like classroom, like a stage of where they would do like drama. And so I'd say that one was probably the coolest, just because it was so small and unique. I went by myself on SMU's campus down there, in Dallas. I'd say that one was the coolest, but this one, I would, I don't know. I'd probably say it's like right in the middle. It wasn't like unbelievably amazing. It was really, really good. But I mean, I've just seen some seriously sick shows, like Vegas, probably one of my favorite ones that I saw at Planet Hollywood. But there's just certain key songs like that are super, super special that they've played, maybe on 2 tours their entire existence, that are my absolute favorite ones that I've been privileged enough to see. But I don't know. This one was really good. Some absolute bangers, but it wasn't like my favorites. My favorites were, a couple of them were played that night, but not my core favorites. So I've definitely seen better.
Okay, fair
Does
enough.
does Maynard
Yep.
Maynard still play in the shadows or sing in the shadows?
He's got 2 stages now. He's got a stage on the right side of the drum set and a stage on the left side of the drum set. So he's
Okay.
still in the back. He's still in the back, but he definitely is more talkative and more spirited these days.
Yeah. So
What's also, I was going to say one last thing is some people bitch about it online and get all pissy about it, but they don't allow any phones. Like if they see your light, or you filming or taking a video, you're going to get told one time to stop, and the second time you're kicked out. I mean, you will see a few people get kicked out during the show, and then right before the very last song, he'll say, you can bring your phones out, just don't turn the flashlights on. There's plenty of lights up here. But it's nice. It's just nice to not see a phone for 2 solid hours and everybody actually just rocking out and having fun and like really getting into the show. But that's what he says. He'll just, simply say, 2 hours is all we ask. Please just give us 2 hours. Put your fucking phone away. Don't mess with it for 2 hours. And it's just nice. It is just refreshing to see because you know how it is on like certain songs or moments. Is seeing a full sea of phones is not pleasant. Not my favorite thing at shows. So I don't know. It's refreshing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it old school.
Glad you had a good time, man.
Yeah.
And so, are
It
you
was a blast.
39? Are you 39 years old?
I am.
All right, there you go, man. Tool show for every year keeps the doctor away.
That's right.
There
That's right. That's why I'm young and healthy.
you go. 39 years young.
Something like that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, all right. Thank you, Greg, for going to the show, checking it out, and letting us know. Everybody out there,
Yeah.
go see Tool. We have no videos to share, as Greg mentioned. Don't want to
Yep.
get kicked out. So
Don't want to get Maynard all mad at you. He might put you in a headlock.
yeah.
How about that?
Make you drink some wine.
And he'll yell at you.
Yeah, he'll sit all pretentious in crisscross applesauce style and read you a book, read you his autobiography in a scathing rich tone.
Oh man, what torture! Oh, that's too good, man.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Well,
Yep, that's all I had.
that's all I have.
Well, I think that's all Brandon has too.
Is
That's
it?
all I got. Other than go check out the Alluvial and Ghoul EPs.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Please listen. And like the Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. Send us an email. Let us know what you think. Give us some bands to check out. We might talk about one on the show. And we'll even say thank you. If somebody recommends, we'll be like, hey, thanks, somebody.
Of course we will.
Yeah.
So come hang out with us. Recommend some music. Tell us your favorite songs. And let us get into that too. So I guess having said that, Metal Block over and out.
Later.
See you, blockheads.